Hello, hello, sisters, mothers, friends. Um, Welcome to the kitchen table. This is Wednesday, September the 3rd, and we are Ember and Bloom, R&R, Robin and Roxanne, coming to you live to talk about all things women. And my name is Roxanne Harris, the Audacious Wellness Warrior, and joining me today is the ever lovely and beautiful Robin Parr. Welcome, Robin.
Good morning.
We have, I think, an amazing show today, and we're going to be talking all about fasting. This is a hot topic in today's world, especially for women over the age of 60, over the age of 40, and over the age of 60 as well, but especially for women that are kind of either entering into menopause, so that perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, who are maybe feeling that they're gaining a little extra around the midsection. Maybe there's some blood sugar handling issues, various diagnoses going on, from high blood pressure to diabetes, pre-diabetes, high cholesterol, all of these challenges, insomnia, brain fog. Many people have been told, either through social media influencers, through practitioners, through physicians, to try fasting. And Robin, like, what are your thoughts? Like, have you heard of women around you, trying fasting?
Yes, not only have I heard, I've witnessed, I've shared, I've encouraged. I went on my own fasting journey years ago, actually, when I was 40. And I had come into some of my own health issues, which we had talked about previously on the kitchen table. And I actually come across, quite miraculously, this series, I guess, of different doctors talking about the benefits of fasting. And I took multiple notes, and I still to this day will go back and reread them and follow suit, because it is actually in the point of my life where I did the most healing and found the greatest results from it.
Wow. And so I love that. And we're going to dive deep into that. But I want to first just explain, really, like, what is fasting? Because there is so much confusion in this area. And it's become this thing that, fasting is new. Well, fasting is not new. Fasting was mentioned back in biblical times as well. And what I might say about fasting is, generally, people do it wrong, because there are key components that you are not told when you enter a fasting journey. So fasting, by its definition, is a total, complete abstinence from food. Total abstinence. Okay? So there are different types of fasting. We've got, juice fasting, we've got intermittent fasting, we've got water fasting. And what I'm going to say is that juice fasting is not fasting. Okay? This is really important to understand, because juice fasting, you're taking organic matter, vegetables, fruits, you're stripping the fiber away, and you're left with vitamins and minerals and glucose, sugar. Okay. Now, personally, many years ago, I went to this really amazing healing center in Germany called His Place. And you go and you stay there. They do all of your assessments. You're there for 3 weeks. So they do all of their assessments, and then they come up with a full lifestyle plan. And you live there, you eat there. The food that you eat is because the doctor has ordered it. And of course, like many people on this retreat, I was ordered into this juice fast. Now, juice fasting is not fruit fasting. Please be very aware of this, right? Juice fasting is vegetable juices to maximize nutrients, okay? And to try and limit some of that glucose or fructose, that sugar components from the fruit. So when you do a juice fast, right, you're avoiding other food and you're giving the body access to vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. What you're not giving the body access to is fiber. You're not giving the body access to amino acids and protein because we're just using really the juice components. The benefit of that is solely for detoxification purposes, to really help the body not devote so much time to processing or digesting heavy proteins and fats and sugar laden carbohydrates, and to give the body a break so that it can clean itself out. And if done properly, as in a green juice fast, where what you're juicing is solely in the realm of green vegetables, such as celery, broccoli, kale, spinach, um, asparagus, like we're talking green, right? Those plants help the liver in particular and the gallbladder and the bile ducts to flush out and clean themselves. Many women do fasting to help them lose weight, that midsection on their body. So juice fasting, if done for a long enough period, will help that. But what's really important, as in the case of all fasts, is that much of that weight loss is literally your lean mass, which is your muscles. Yes, you're going to lose abdominal fat, but you're also going to lose your muscles. And many people are not told this. This is why we need to look at what is a proper fast and what is the gains behind that. Now, to add to that, I want to talk about intermittent fasting because it's such a huge topic and everyone's talking about it. And in my clinic, people come in all the time. Oh, I'm intermittent fasting, like it's, something to, strive towards. The reason that intermittent fasting became a thing is because people eat 24 hours a day. Naturally, we should have our dinner, our last meal, and then absolutely nothing until breakfast. And if we did that properly, we very naturally would be on a 6, 12, or even a 14-hour fast every day.
Mm-hmm.
The fasting is important to allow the body to detoxify, to clean itself up, to get rid of senescent cells, which are these cells that go rogue and can turn into cancerous states. But the fasting is required from your body to give your digestion a break so it can actually heal, repair, clean itself out, and function at a high level. The challenge is that people in North America eat all the time. We eat when we're happy, we eat when we're sad, we eat when we're bored, we eat when we're, social and with people. And so we find ourselves eating at 10 and 11 and 12 and 2 and 4 in the morning. Many people get up in the middle of the night and they have something to eat. And when that's happening and we don't give our body that chance to rest, we are causing hormonal challenges, issues with our blood sugars, issues with our sleep, issues with inflammation, and we're waking up literally as a hot mess.
Mm-hmm. Yes, most often people confuse thirst for hungry too, and the two, we're so out of our normal rhythms that are set for our bodies that people don't even know when they're hungry and stuff anymore because, like you said, we're just eating all the time.
Yeah, and that's not good because how many ladies, and be honest, like put it in the chat, like how many of you say that you're a grazer or a snacker and you don't really eat meals? When we do this, it's a challenge because you're never giving your body that break. It's constantly digesting. So when you were 20, that might have worked for you. Hey, even when you were 30, that might have worked for you. But as we age and things shift in a menopausal body, right, then we have the challenges that it's going to cause inflammation. The body just does not have the resources to continue to heal, repair, recover, restore, regenerate, and detoxify if it's digesting all the time. And then the caveat with that is that women tend to be pretty high strung these days. There's lots of things going on in our bodies and creating these high cortisol levels. And when we're feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, burnt out, emotionally triggered, tired, lonely, right? We cannot digest what we're eating. It sits in our stomach like a lump and then moves through the body undigested and robbing us, literally. Ladies, your stress is robbing you of the nutrition that you need to feel good, to balance your hormones, to wake up singing. It's a great day. And when we're eating under stress, under duress, that food is not having the effect that you're anticipating it to have. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, if you're choosing healthy foods, raw vegetables, hummus, high quality protein, eggs, right? That's a far better cry than an S.O.S diet, sugar, seed oils, and fake salt, right? Table salt, which has no nutritional value at all and is literally a poison, right? If you're grabbing those convenience foods, it's damaging your body. Convenience foods are not convenient for your body, even in your eating window.
Yeah, so often we don't evaluate our foods properly, and if people now are label readers or ingredient readers on their food, but there's a lot of hidden information even on the boxes today. We assume that natural flavors or natural enhancers mean that they're natural, when actually it's a way that the company can get around, listing what the actual ingredients are.
And that's a really good point, because people are so aware of some of these really dangerous and toxic additives that they're looking for those words on a label, and they don't know the other 20 names that those chemicals go by. And so sometimes it can be a real eye opener when you're looking at things and going, wait, what? Like cochlear meal, we see this a lot on labels, also hidden as Allura Red. Guys, you're literally eating like bug juice. Like, have you ever been outside and you lift, a log or a stone or a brick, and there's those little flat bugs underneath and they go scurrying away? That's where they get the red coloring from. Like, legit, if you squeeze those things, it's red. And they take them and they dehydrate them, and when you mix it with water, the water literally turns bright red. I mean,
it is a natural ingredient.
It's a natural ingredient. I just, don't want to spend my life eating bugs. But, the choices of food is so important. Don't choose the convenient S.O.S foods, the sugar, the seed oils, and the fake salt. It is so damaging. And when we're moving through this phase in our life where we're gaining weight for no known reason, our diets are the same, our movement is the same, our sleep is the same, and yet we're not the same. We look in the mirror and we're like, what even happened to us? Right? We have to choose better. There's no excuse for telling me that you just had to go to McDonald's. I'm sorry, I don't even comprehend that. You could go right now to pretty much every grocery store in Canada or North America where they have a fresh salad section where you could go and get a fresh salad or a piece of rotisserie chicken. Is it is it good? I mean, is it the same as you roasting a chicken? Probably not. I tell you, it's going to be better than the fast fake food or the fake food that's literally being served as food and it's really got so little nutritional value. I live near the Ottawa area, and Ottawa is actually the Lebanese capital of Canada, where we have basically a shawarma restaurant on every corner. And one of the things that I really love about shawarma, I mean, if you love it, give us a love, um, but it's real food. They roast on rotisseries, chicken and lamb and beef. There's nothing added to it. They have salad. It's real lettuce. They make the tabbouleh. They even make their own pickled turnips. There's nothing fake or added, right? And so where can we do better? But here's the most interesting thing, because many people, if we're looking at this, going back and looking at this intermittent fasting, they're like, oh, I've got this 8-hour eating window or 6-hour eating window or 12-hour eating window. And so they're trying to jam all of their calories into this teeny tiny eating window where basically they're grazing as high calorie, high protein, high fat as they can in this tiny window and stressing out their system because there's no break in that 8 hours, only to give this, longer fasting window. But sometimes this is also where we're sneaking in those SOS foods. Well, I mean, I'm going to be fasting, so I'm going to go for that bag of chips, or I'm going to, eat those French fries, or have that ice cream. Have you ever noticed, and please be honest with me and put it in the chat, when you eat sugar, any refined processed sugar, or even maybe I had a couple bananas, right? Or too much pasta for dinner. How many of you wake up literally feeling like you've been run over by a freaking freight train? You're like, right? Your brain's not attached. You're on slow motion. You've got brain fog. You're fatigued. Maybe there's inflammation. You feel stiff and sore. It's called a sugar coma, right? Many people don't understand. They just wake up going, oh, I feel like crap. But they're eating these high glucose foods for dinner or as a snack late in the night, and they're loading their body with sugar, with glucose and fructose, and then waking up literally in a sugar coma, where all night long they're having mismanagement of blood sugars because their body can't process it. Grains. So all of our breads and flours and pastries and cakes and cookies and muffins and crackers that use any type of flour, I don't care if it's wheat, rye, oats, spelt, barley, buckwheat, couscous, bulgur, rice, corn, it is full of glucose. It's full of sugar. When you eat that bread, you're eating sugar. That's what you're eating. It's really important to know that, because many people believe that by eating a whole grain diet, that's healthier for you. Well, possibly, but consider that the glyphosate and the other herbicides and pesticides are basically in the bran, which is what makes it whole grain. It's the bran. So you're eating that. And then you're also just consuming sugar to destabilize blood sugars. And that bran, that whole grain, it just takes an extra 5 or 10 minutes to digest. It doesn't stabilize blood sugars at all. It's still a very, very fast sugar for your body that when you eat it, it's why you can't. Okay, have you ever had a fresh cinnamon bun? Or have you ever had fresh bread, or you baked bread and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna have this end piece, and then you can't stop. You have another piece and another piece and another piece because it's just so good. And your brain is literally going, give me the sugar. It's a dopamine hit. It's literally a dopamine hit to the body. and to the brain. Your brain loves dopamine, doesn't it? And so it's really quite an interesting thing, especially coming up to the fall season that we're in, and even into the holidays, right? Last time we talked about this amazing retreat that Robin and I are going to be offering. It's going to be online. It's going to be so interactive and engaging. It's going to be off the hook. Lots of laughter, lots of exciting things you're going to be learning. This amazing swag box, luxury swag box that's going to help you with each of the different sessions that we're hosting, and to really help you thrive through menopause and beyond, but to go through the holidays, flourishing, not in a sugar coma, not feeling fatigued and highly emotional and scattered and brain fogged. Because we're coming into a holiday season where we're so busy and so overwhelmed and so on the go that we're reaching for SOS food. We're reaching for those nibblies, but we're also going to parties and events where we feel like we don't have control over what we're eating. And then we're creating that blood sugar mismanagement, the weight gain, the shift in the moods, the sugar comas. Like, what are your thoughts on that, Raman?
Well, it's hard when you're, these are our comfort foods, right? Like they're our go-to for a reason. We known for years that companies add enhancers and stuff to actually make you crave these foods and give you the dopamine and stuff. But more than that, it's a socialization thing too. You go out for coffee with your girlfriends or your family, or you have people over, and you're offering the cake and cookies for the dessert, and or eating that with your coffee and stuff, because we always feel like that's part of socialization too, right? Like going out for dinner, things like that. So it's also part of ingrained kind of in our mind as socialization, and it's normal to be eating all the time, right? So
Yeah.
just like with our children, they wake up, they have their milk or their food, and then they're into a snack, and then to another snack, and then lunch, and then another snack and another snack, and it's just constant, like, food going in and out. And you go down the grocery store aisles, and that's all, like, how many aisles of snacks, pre-packaged snacks, and they say the key words that entice us to buy them, healthy, they have this vitamin or that nutrition or whatever, so that we buy them, and then we're giving them to our kids, and then we're popping them in our mouths and whatever. So it's a huge socialization thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
But how many times do we invite our girlfriends over for coffee, but it's actually a workout party? Or, instead of having, let's come over for coffee or a glass of wine, let's go for a walk. We
Yeah.
have to switch the mentality of how we're interacting with, people.
And I love that, because really, what we're trying to create with Ember and Bloom is this sisterhood, this exclusive community for menopausal women where we can support each other, encourage each other, inspire each other, hold each other's hands, and lift each other up. And, occasionally say to each other, girl, like, why are you self-sabotaging? Right? Why are you doing that? You were doing so well, right, with your walking, but you've missed the last 2 weeks of walking with me, right? And this is really important for women to hold each other accountable. And we've talked about this on the show before. Like, once upon a time, women got together on a weekly basis around a kitchen table and they shared all, right? Even the latest exercise, Richard Simmons. Oh, have you ever, seen this guy? And, they were sharing those kinds of things and encouraging each other to be the best version of themselves. And honestly, some women have sold themselves out for a lesser version of who they are for convenience, right? Oh, my husband doesn't like it when I go for a walk after dinner. Uh, okay. But if that's for your health and wellness, if that's how you help to burn those calories, if that's for your mental wellness and your clarity that you need to get out in nature, what does your husband's opinion have to do with that? Invite him to join you, and invite him to join you every time. But don't let it get under your skin. Well, I'm sorry that that bothers you, but I'll be back in 20 minutes, right? Creating routines is one of the ways that we thrive through the holidays. And so when you're constantly being invited to parties and gathering and family cookie baking extravaganzas, right? Perhaps consider, when we're under stress and when we're go, go, go and our cortisol is high and we're trying to do a million things at once, this is when we reach for S.O.S convenience foods, right? This is when we're reaching for that dopamine hit. I just need the sugar because I need to wake up. I need to perk up. I need to feel like I'm alive. Perhaps this holiday season coming up, and whether it's for Thanksgiving or whether it's for Christmas or Valentine's or beyond, you investigate healthy recipes that are absolutely delicious that cause everyone to pause and go, wait, what? That's actually healthy for me? For example, I'm a big fan of avocado mousse. Now, right away, people are going, what? No, what? Ladies, the avocado is getting a little mushy. Great. Throw it in a blender with a quarter cup of cocoa powder and a quarter cup of maple syrup. Whip that together. It's instant mousse. It's absolutely decadent, totally divine. You'll never taste the avocado, and you can use that in replacement of chocolate or a chocolate ganache, chocolate dip for berries in any situation. It's so simple and so easy. And if you don't like the maple syrup, okay, cool, right? Add the sweetener of your choice, but you might have to add a little bit of water or nut milk or something to make it a little more loose in its texture if you're not adding that liquid. So this sisterhood that Robin and myself are designing is actually an exclusive community that will be available to ladies that have gone through any of our retreats. And this is where we're going to be there with you and the entire community, bringing you high-level information, real solutions, and real results so that you can flourish in your renaissance. Renaissance, this is your rebirth. Did you know that women, when we go through the menopause phase, that we are literally being pressed and molded like a chrysalis, like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. And on the other side, this post-menopause phase is literally when women become the most alive, where they feel the best. They feel like they're in their groove. They have learned so much in their journey of 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 years that they're now ready to really be the most radiant version of themselves. The challenge is many women, unfortunately, don't know how to navigate menopause. And they come through menopause with a whole host of diagnoses and an even longer list of pharmaceutical medications, and they don't feel like this amazing transformation has taken place, and they don't feel like they're really living their best life. The research on women's health is pathetic at best. Less than 5% of our healthcare dollars is used towards women's health. And that this is not just menopause. This is like the period, pregnancy, menopause, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. And that the vast majority of symptoms that women start experiencing as estrogen levels start dropping are due to estrogen levels, not because you have another diagnosis. Frozen shoulder. The statistics show that almost in every case that's due to low estrogen in women. Isn't it weird that when your estrogen levels start lowering, that suddenly you've got high cholesterol, high blood pressure, challenges with your blood sugars, insomnia? It's all due to low estrogen. And our mission with Ember and Bloom is to help you thrive in this, to truly discover how to live, how to design and create your most beautiful life, to maintain full vitality each and every moment of your life, so that you're not saddled with all of these issues, but that you have a plan. You know what to eat, you know how to move, you know how to sleep, you know the tweaks, the changes that you can do to reduce the cortisol and the stress levels, so that those issues, if you currently have them, ladies, they self-resolve, and you're not saddled with long-standing debilitating issues. That you can join us when our retreats are around the world and we're having fun doing amazing things that women in their 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s are amazed that they're doing. I think it's just so much fun, Robin. And what can you add to that?
Well, it's just like you're in control of your health. Only you can do the research. Only you can actually, you can get advice from anyone, from us, from social media, from doctors, but only you are in control. And it gets to me down to the point of what kind of life do you want to live when you're 50, 60, 70 years old? Do you want to be, stuck in a home on a couch staring at a TV because your joints are all seized up, or you're overweight and your legs and your feet hurt when you walk around? Or do you want to have the vitality? So we're out here preaching and trying to encourage as many people as we can to join us and take back our renaissance and have a flourishing life on the later side, not just when we were young.
For sure. And if we circle back to our topic of the day with fasting, fasting is great, but remember that the fasting naturally occurs if you have an earlier dinner, preferably a lighter dinner. That dinner should not be your heaviest meal of the day. But if you have a lighter dinner around 5 or 6, maybe 7, and then absolutely nothing but water until breakfast the next day, breaking the fast, wherein you have a high protein and fatty meal, like eggs with, maybe some turkey or chicken, or some high, protein Greek yogurt, but limiting the carbs and giving the protein to break the fast. That alone will literally change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Just that little tweak will literally help to right set the hormones.
Well, I think that we talked about it earlier in the cast, is that we're doing things a little off than what we're designed to do. And I believe it's breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen, and supper like a potter, so that we are actually reversed. Women's cycles, lunar cycles, follow the Akkadian rhythm. So we need to also follow that. So when we're waking, that should be our biggest meal to give us the support, the energy, the drive throughout the day. And as the sun goes down, the meals go down.
That's for sure. We need the energy during the day. So if we're having our biggest, most nutritious meal at 8 o'clock at night, you're winding down for sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had your biggest meal at breakfast, breaking your fast to energize you and give you the fuel throughout the day, this is a very different approach. And so, yes, following that circadian rhythm, what is the cycle of the sun and the moon, and watching that to be aware of when and how we should be eating.
But
And
people fall into that trap because it's very easy to wake up in the morning. You're busy, you're pressured. Kids to school, got to get to work, brushing the teeth. Oh, I can skip breakfast and fast. Perfect. But it's not, because then all of a sudden you're crashing at 11 and 1 and 2 and 3. And they're like, oh, by 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I could just fall asleep. I'm so tired. Well, that's not the way that we're supposed to be. Yes, as the sun goes down, we're going down too, but it's because you don't have the proper nutrition and energy in your body to carry you through the day. Other people will say, well, I don't want to eat breakfast because I'm hungrier throughout the day. Like, that's your metabolism. You're needing to increase your metabolism, not suppress it, right? So,
Yeah. Well, and also one of the signs when people say they wake up and they're not hungry, it's actually a sign of blue light toxicity, meaning that you're too much inside under fake sunshine, computers, tablets, TVs. You're getting all of this radiation, which is a dopamine hit, right? And so you're blocking some of the other pathways in the body. And once you start limiting that, and especially limiting screen time before sleep, then you can wake up and start eating and nourishing the body in a proper way. And so that breaking the fast is really important. And I do want to make note that when you're really struggling, and let's say you have adrenal issues, you're just tired all the time, or thyroid issues, or autoimmune issues, this is not the time to shorten your eating window. For most people, eating supper at 5 or 6 or even 7, and then not eating until 7 or 8, not even 9 the next morning, that is a substantial enough change that is truly intermittent fasting. That will move the needle so quickly for your metabolism, for your brain function, for your hormones, decrease your hot flashes and night sweats. It's really important. Now, we didn't talk about water fasting, and I've had so many clients in the past couple of months come in and tell me that they're doing water fasts. Please know that water fasts need to be medically supervised. This is a dangerous thing. I mean, if you do a water fast for one day, it's kind of like maybe you had the stomach flu or something like that. But if you're doing water fast for 3, 5, 7 or more days, you need to be medically supervised. Your various levels need to be tested in your body to make sure that you're not shutting down vital functions in your body. Now, it's very important to know that your brain runs on glucose as well as fat. Right now, because most people's diets are heavily glucose or sugar loaded with our grains, for example, or processed sugars, refined sugars, um, that our brains are running off of that. We can easily switch into this ketogenic state where we're running off of fats in our brain. And honestly, to just see how that is, your muscles store a full 24-hour supply of glucose, meaning this fast energy. They just do. After that 24 hours, your body has been designed through a self-preservation mechanism to start burning its own fat. Okay, so this is producing ketones, which is fueling the brain. And honestly, somebody who weighs about 70 kilograms, so 150 pounds ish, you have enough fat in your body to live for about half of your body weight in pounds, so about 70 days, right? Am I advocating for that? Absolutely not. This podcast is literally not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. It's not medical advice, but this is just a known fact. And so under medical supervision in extreme cases, we can use water fasting to right set the body, and we see crazy things like high blood pressure dissolving, blood sugar issues dissolving, obviously adipose tissue, the fat around the internal organs being removed. So this water fasting, it can be very helpful. Maybe you do one day, right? So that you kind of flush out the body, and then you kind of get on track with a cleaner eating program. But don't be doing water fasting on your own for extended periods of time. This is quite dangerous, and you actually need to be supervised in doing that. Also, when we're looking at fasting, especially if you're doing water fasting or juice fasting, that you have to reintegrate the food slowly. And I remember when I did that big juice fast when I was at that healing center in Germany, it was really hard to eat food. My body was rejecting it. Like I would eat and it would just be massive diarrhea. My body was like, yeah, just get this right out. So there is a way that we reintroduce food, this refeeding program, where you might, if you're doing a water fast, right, then now you're doing green juices or broths for a couple of days. And then you move into some of, maybe some steamed vegetables. You're slowly introducing your body and getting its digestive system back on track, because your digestive system is like, woohoo, we got no work to do. We are like on the lazy train. And now you just want to feed it a steak. That's very challenging for the body. And then on a juice fast, you're going to want to reintroduce your food or this re-eating program really through some bone broth, right? And then moving into some steamed vegetables for a few days. And so, really, you can look at it, if you've been fasting for a week, you should reintroduce food for 1 to 3 days. If you've been fasting for 2 weeks, well, then really you're, 3 to 6 days where you're going to be slowly reintroducing food, because your body is not prepared for you to just start loading it with all of the heavy proteins and heavy fats. And so, yes, we can use fasting to help in menopause, to balance our blood sugars, to help reduce that fat gain around the midsection, to increase energy, to decrease brain fog. And it's very powerful to do that. And so, if you have that experience and you fasted and you felt those great results, then pop it in the chat. And, if you're watching us on replay, just go ahead and type replay in the chat as well. We want to know where you're tuning in and how you're tuning in and how this topic applies to you. And would you ever consider fasting? Did you know that if you eat dinner earlier and don't eat anything until breakfast, that's automatically a fast that allows your body to function in a healthful way? Any last thoughts on that at all, Robin?
It's just our body wasn't designed to be constantly eating. There's things that we don't even think about that our body is taking care of to keep us alive and fit and well. And just, another side thought, crucial things happen when we're sleeping, when we're resting in the night. And it is of the body's time of detoxing as well. So if it's busy digesting, then you're not, detoxing crucial organs at that time too. So that could also be why maybe you're waking up feeling a little bit sluggish and not feeling your best self, is because some of your, crucial detoxification hasn't happened.
Yeah, I think that's a very important thing. And also, our sleep before midnight is very restorative. This is where you feel regenerated and renewed, is when you sleep before midnight, right? And then that detoxification and healing of those vital organs and systems happens after midnight. And it is crucial for you to feel optimally alive. So, yeah, really great points for that, and why we want to make sure that we are fasting in through the night. If you're digesting, so if you've eaten at 11 or 12 or 1 or 2 and you go to bed, you're not detoxifying and restoring your body. You're digesting. So then the inbox of complaints gets bigger that your body has to deal with. So I love that. So yeah, pop in the chat if you fasted, how you fasted, what you've noticed, and if any of these tidbits help you to see that maybe you could fine tune what you're doing to get even better results. And so I just want to remind everyone, and we'll post it in the comment section as well, that the registration for Renaissance Christmas, a live virtual retreat to empower menopausal women, to thrive through the holidays is available. This retreat is happening on Thursday, November 20th. This is an evening session. Friday, November 21st in the evening, and all day Saturday, November 22nd, where we will have the most epic last session that you will not want to miss. This could really change everything for you, for your relationship with yourself, your spouse, people around you. We are truly inviting you to be the most radiant version of you possible. We'll put the link for registration in the comments right now. We do have an early bird promotion. It's a great price. And again, that your ticket gets you an exclusive, luxurious swag box that's not just stuff. It is some amazing essentials that we are going to be using throughout the retreat to have that profound impact, where you're going to take what you've discovered and what you've learned and be able to fully incorporate it into your life so that you can thrive through the holidays and beyond. The ticket price includes the shipping to your home, right? So it includes the swag box, includes the shipping, and it includes your ticket to one of the most life-changing, revelatory, passionate events that you could possibly go to, all in the comfort of your own home. Any other thoughts, Robin?
We're just really excited for this retreat, and we hope that everyone can join us. Also, if you know of anyone who's suffering or can use some added support, some sisterhood, please send them our way and we can get them hooked up to some real live support and sisterhood.
Yeah. So, Father, we always like to pray. So, Father, we just thank you for the sisterhood. We thank you for all of the women that are watching and will be watching. And Lord, that you would encourage them, inspire them to learn and discover more about the season that they're moving through, how to optimize their body and to feel fantastic each and every day, mentally, emotionally, physically. And we look forward to this amazing retreat. Would you bless every woman today? We just thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. And we encourage you just to live well and to live your Renaissance starting today.